Hey everyone, how is my YouTube fan club out there? Say that. I meant fans of YouTube, not fans of mine necessarily. Oh, well, welcome whoever's here besides me. I have had a very busy day today, so I won't be here real late tonight with you, but I wanted to, of course, come on and do some readings as promised. I was here last night, so I've been trying to come more often and plan to come. Pretty sure it's going to be Sunday this weekend. So, if you've got questions, please get those ready. And I'll do some one question readings this weekend too. Okay. Let's see. What shall we start with? I always like to see what's happening in the next couple of days for us. Let's put this deck. We'll see. We'll just see. If y'all didn't see my live last night, I actually made a video and then about this wonderful day I had yesterday and some synchronistic things that happened and I talked about manifestation and that kind of thing. And I talked about it again on the live last night. But when I went to post the video, I realized I didn't have my mic on. I mean, it's not terrible, but anyway. I was so excited. I mean, I was literally on this high yesterday, not aided in any way by alcohol or drugs. I just was on this real big life high. It was just a fun, wonderful day. And I've been working on getting in alignment with all the good stuff. And I just got in this groove and it felt so wonderful. And then as happens when you're getting happy, then lots of good things happen. So just remember, all you got to do is get happy out there. Okay, let's see what's happening for us, what's coming toward us, what sort of general energies that are coming our way in the next couple of days. Get these on. Finally remembered to put a cloth down here so the cards don't clink so loudly. You still can't see the cards, but Kushiana, did I say that correct? Kushiana. Shaina? Oh, I apologize if I'm butchering that. You certainly can. If I can think of a correct pronunciation for your name, let me try this. Kushaina? Is that it? I don't want to butcher it. I hate it when I mess up on people's names, but yes, you sure may. One question, please. Go ahead and ask your question while I'm shuffling this deck. And if you don't mind, and no disrespect intended, I would love it if it'd be okay. Can I call you Kusha? Would that be all right? Just want to check real quick. Oh, okay. Getting some new perspectives because I was curious about the energy for the next couple of days. The first word, Kushiana, is that correct then? Or just looking at the energy for the first couple of days, for the next couple of days, the hangman. So that means and it's in the upright. So getting a new perspective, taking a little time out for new perspectives. Or Shaina. Okay. So what's your question? What is your question, my love? We'll get going on your reading. What deck for Shaina? What deck? Depends on the question. I'm waiting for the question. Anything about, you wanted to see love wonder. I'm not sure if I have enough energy. I mean, I'm so tired. Sometimes it's weird. Unless is she still living? In other words, it takes more energy for me to do the mediumship and connect with somebody on the other side. And I can't always do that if my body's depleted. And that's just the truth of it. So she's deceased. I will try, but I can't promise you because I know my limits and my body's awfully tired. Can you, hi, C Mag, lovely to see you again, or virtually. And I would need probably tonight I would need a name, and I'll do my best. She's alive. Okay, sorry. Thank you. Okay, you just want something general about her then. Okay, can you give me her first name, please? Thank you. Just realized my top knot's flopping around up here. Janie. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to pull cards, but this lady feels like she's. I want to pinpoint this energy. The word that's coming to me is sorrowful. At first, I thought it was grieving, but it doesn't feel like that necessarily. It feels more like she's sorrowful. That's the word. Something that she's very sad about. Janie. What is going on with Janie? And she's wavering between sad and angry. Now, I'll pull some cards, but I like to see if I can pick up on the energy before that. I get the feeling that you're not in contact with her, or if you are, it's strained. What deck for Janie? What deck for Janie? This one. All right, show me Janie, please. Show me Janie. Janie's grandmother. The exact opposite of what I just said. So either I'm wrong or something. I just don't have all the cards out yet. Let me keep going here. Certainly don't get it right 100% of the time. I know that. You know what I'm hearing is that she's had to, and I don't have that card here. It's just what I'm feeling. I can't get this camera right. I feel like she's had to make a difficult choice recently, and she's kind of, it's like she had, in her mind, she had to go towards something that, go toward what she felt was her happiness or what was going to give her happiness, and yet there's hurt associated with this too. I don't know what this is. Knight of Pentacles in reverse means nothing's moving, nothing's happening. Stalemate. Well, it's not technically stalemate. Let me see what else. What's going on with Jamie? Some kind of cycle ending. Some kind of an ending for her or in her life. Oh, love is a change. You're back. Hello, welcome again. That's a good question, C-Mac, because I don't know. I need to know if I'm on the right track, and I'm not hearing anything, and I'm getting the same energy, but it just, I'm not, the cards are not matching what I'm feeling. So there's something here I'm not getting yet. Maybe. This is either saying she has the skills to overcome this ending or put an end to this cycle and move on. This is moving to calmer water. So whatever she's been through, I mean, this is the happiest card in the tarot. This is what I'm not, it's not making sense with what I'm feeling. So I'm just going to keep pulling here. Okay, this is more what I'm feeling here. If you look at this visual, let's get this one. The 8 of Swords is somebody overthinking, being in their head too much, self-imposed mental prison. That's more what I'm feeling. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Because, yeah, so that makes me feel like she's trying to be positive in the midst of all this, but she is worried. Yes. Okay. So this is, let me keep going. Let me pull a few more cards. Thank you, Samantha, for asking that question. My sweet BFF, best friend who moderates for me on Wednesday nights, texts me today and says she's sick, and I pray it's only a cold, but so I knew she wasn't going to be here tonight. It's always appreciated to have a little help. Well, this is good news. It says this is the victory card, so whatever she's dealing with, it looks like she's going to overcome it. That's very good news. Okay. Yeah, she just feels depressed, honestly. Even though I've got that sun card. What else? She's not, in other words, this when the strength card is in reverse, it's saying somebody's feeling the opposite of strong, which is weak, clearly. Now this is interesting because we've got the death card, which is very seldom for me as a reader, actually death of a cycle, death, some kind of an ending. Now, if she's sick and she's very sick, I mean, it could certainly be that, but most of the time for me, this card means transformation or change, and especially because it falls next, it falls right after this victory card. I think this means somebody's getting victory over this, is how I read that. But I'm feeling too, this is, I mean, she's got to make some changes, or she's going to experience a lot of changes because of this. That's also another message. Ah, dementia. Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate that feedback. Yeah, because I can tell this card has, when the cards fall, they have archetypal meanings. Okay, you can read that in a book, but as far as the energy coming off of them, of all these cards I've laid out, this one is kind of glowing. It's like it's putting off more energy than the rest of them. And that's why I kept feeling that worry. Oh, wow. This is, explains this card too. Confusion, overwhelm. Here's this is I said crossroads early. This is the card of the crossroads, or feeling like sometimes it's like I've got to go one way or the other, but I don't know what to do. It's kind of like overwhelm is another version of overwhelm. Now, I feel like the good news is is she a widow? Because this is a card of somebody who's single typically, but that's not the important message today. It's more about the good news is I feel like she has the finances, or the family has the finances to take care of her during this situation, because that's one of the meanings of this. She is widowed. Yeah, that's kind of the energy I was getting from this. So, but I think she's not going to be out in the street. I think there's enough money. Either she has enough money or the family has enough money to take care of her through this. I just have to know about the sun card. It's just the one card that I didn't. Oh, no, let me pull some more here for you. The Nine of Swords can be disappointing news. It's communication, but oftentimes it's, yeah, disappointing news. So is it? So it feels to me like she's been feeling out of sorts, in her own mind. She felt that way for a while, but she didn't really. In other words, this could be a more recent diagnosis. She could have been going through it, but not really sharing it. Pardon me. And then she got this more recent diagnosis. That could be why that card is here. I want to ask, why is the Sun card here? I don't know if it just means. Now, I'm not meaning this in a disrespectful way. I'm meaning this. One of the ways I could interpret this card, now that you've told me that, is she's going to a happy place. And I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying that while it's difficult now, people with dementia can reach a place where, it's like, but then they reach a place where they become childlike, and children are happy. They don't have the responsibilities. They don't have the burdens that adults do. So that's another way I could interpret that. Just got it diagnosed 2 months ago. Thank you for that affirmation. Yeah, that feels recent for sure. I still want to know. Show me this Sun card, Spirit. What do you mean about the Sun card? More, please. Why? Why those cards? Why? Okay. All right. I get it. Again, I get skipped. This one was not fitting in with the rest of the story, and I was trying to figure out what Tarot was trying to tell me. So the cards I pulled on it, I got the Eight of Wands, which is about communication, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, which is a lack of stability, disharmony in the home, and then the Knight of Cups. And so I feel like what this is saying is she, because of this diagnosis now, I'm sure the family is rallying around. She feels very loved, and that is making her happy in spite of this bad news. She's feeling very, very loved. Everybody apparently is stepping up and communicating about, hey, we love you. We're going to be here for you. That kind of thing. That's what that feels like. Okay. Thank you, because that just wasn't making good sense. Oh, hey, Playboy Bunny. Welcome back. Welcome back. We need to start a club. What should we call our club? Are any of you watching? I can't talk to y'all. I'm that tired. Scorpios by chance? We call it the Scorpio Club. Let me see if there's anything else here Spirit wants to say about your sweet grandmama. Yeah. Bless her heart. Oh, this breaks my heart. Anything else? So remember, I talked about the energy coming off the cards, and this one was strong. This is now the second strongest. This is about love, and it's people, the family, I think, showing their love for her. That's so sweet. I feel that. Okay. I love that. Yeah. So now we have the Six of Wands twice. That's probably one of the best cards I could pull for you. This just says she's going to have victory in her own way. She's going to have victory over this. It doesn't mean necessarily she's going to beat dementia. But I feel like in her own way, and intuitively, she's in the stage now of trying to reconcile this. That's what we do when we get bad or disappointing news. It's a period of transition where we have to mentally reconcile the news. We have to, come to terms with it and figure things out, and how are things going to look going forward, and how am I going to do this, and who's going to take care of that, and all that good stuff. And that takes time. But what I'm feeling is that's all going to happen. She's going to come to a place where everything's taken care of. The family's chipping in terms of helping her take care of things and prepare for things down the road. So I think all of this is going to turn out just fine, and she's going to be well taken care of. Again, back to this happy card here. So I think she's going to be fine. She's just going through a difficult transition right now after getting this bad news. I mean, this is really where she's feeling it right now is. And I can tell you, I have a couple of friends that have been through this with their partners. You go through a little bit, not everybody, but some people, you go through a little period of punishing yourself. Like, I can't believe I'm going to put my family through this. And you feel guilty about that. So that's on top of all what you're dealing with the disease itself and having to get your affairs straightened out. So there's just, again, I feel like there's just a transition period she's going through mentally and emotionally. And then that's where she is now, going through that. This is saying she's coming out of that, but will be soon, I think. But it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. She's not going to do this alone. I feel that strongly. She's got good family support. Yeah. Okay, well, I hope that helps. She's going to be fine. And I know there's an adjustment period for the family as well, because that's not easy news to get about your loved one. I think the worst person I knew personally was a lady who was only 50 and was diagnosed. And she was a brilliant attorney. I mean, like a Rhodes Scholar and brilliant. So, it's not good when it happens to anybody. It's somebody who's, anyway, it's always sad. Extremely sad. You are very welcome. It's my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for being here. All right, let me put the cards back. 1 second. Guys, let me catch up with you. I have my 2 readings are already two free readings are already spoken for tonight. But let me get back up here and see if I missed any comments. And welcome to anyone who is here late. Love you guys for coming back. Thank you very much again for those of you who are here. MMC, I didn't see you. Hello. CMAC, here we go. Let me catch up here. She's in Southport after the knife rejection. Oh, Lord. Oh, bless her heart. Okay. So you just want to know if she's okay. Could you give me her first name, please, CMAC? That helps me to zero in on the energy a little bit. If you're still here. Because I really only... Bernie. Okay. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me. Oh, come on. I am very sorry. Let me put these back and ask what deck for Bernie. Okay. Okay, what deck for Bernie? Deck for Bernie. Okay. I'm sorry, 1 second. My neighbor's air conditioning went out, and it's like 97 here, 97 degrees. and I left my doors open and told her just to come in if she wanted to get out of the heat. And I thought I heard the door open. Anyway. Okay, back. CMAC, Bernie. We're asking about Bernie. How's Bernie? Okay, let me focus here. Now, CMAC, I know you said you're estranged, but you'll know her personality. She kind of gets scared easily. Is she one of those that she gets a little, I don't want to say that. I don't know, this is as good a way as any. Some people are easily excited or scared, and some people aren't. I'm one of those, I'm calm in a crisis people. Maybe I fall apart later, but in the middle of it, I'm usually fine. Can you verify that for me? Because I'm picking up on somebody's energy here that's like, kind of like, well, this is more extreme. Chicken Little is what came to mind, but that's too extreme. That's not really accurate. That's bad. Yeah. She's just feeling erratic, I think is the word I would use. Erratic and worried, scared. Now, she feels safe to me. She feels safe. Is she at a friend's house? She feels like she's she's wondering if she's going to be able to go back home, or when, or rather if she goes back home, is it going to be safe? I mean, long term. She's thinking long term. And of course, when you get to a certain age, it's difficult to move. It's just harder the older you get to pick everything up and move. And that seems to be what's prevalent on her mind is, well, okay, I'm safe for the moment, but you don't have any idea. Okay. Well, it feels to me, and I am going to pull some cards. Feels to me she is safe, and I think she is at a friend's house, somebody she knows at their house, in a safe place. But as I said, it feels like she is kind of worried about long term, like, what do I do now? Even if it calms over and I get to go back, I think that's what's on her mind. But let's see what the cards say. Let's see what the cards say for Bernie. Let's see what the cards say for Bernie. Yeah, it's already, moving is traumatic, but when you get older, it really is. Show me what the energy of Bernie, please. What else for Bernie, please? Okay, right. So she doesn't have clarity, which is kind of what I was saying. She doesn't have clarity, and this is sort of the energy of the situation. I think the King of Swords in reverse can be somebody who's angry, and while I feel certainly she would be frustrated about the situation and having to leave her home, I think this is more about, like you said, the riots and all that's going on there. She may be with a male friend. Nothing implied there. I mean, just because this is a king on the card here, but it's mostly saying this is somebody who's stable, and so So again, back to that, and she's feeling well cared for at the moment. I mean, that's the energy I was picking up on. So let's see what else. If you guys have not already hit that like button, please do that for me. Let's see, C-Mac. What else for Bernie for C-Mac, please? I love this little deck, but it just doesn't, not so forthcoming as some of them. It's so interesting how decks have different personalities. It's magic. All right, come on now. Do you want me to? Okay. Sometimes that means it wants me to turn it over. What else for Bernie, please? Show me how Bernie's doing. That may be all it wants to say. I don't know. Hello, baby angel. Welcome. Let's see here. Nope, it's just not going to talk anymore. So let me try another deck. What are the deck? This one, okay. Anything else for Bernie, please? Anything else for Bernie? How's Bernie doing? I mean, bottom line, she's okay, but I thought we could get a little bit more for you. That's all Spirit wants us to know. I mean, that was. I think this is kind of almost repeating the message, sort of. Really, it's the. Wait a minute. Drop those. The moon card, you can't see, you don't know, you're afraid, fears, is the meaning of that card. King of Cups and the Page of Cups. So again, I feel like she's feeling well cared for. She's taken care of. She's filling her own cup, taking care of herself. And I think she's surrounded by people who are, I don't know who she's with, but this feels very supportive wherever she is. I mean, I don't feel like she's not out in the street suffering. She feels fine to me. Well, the cards are repeating, C-Max, so that's about all I'm going to be able to get on that, I think. But all of these are good and positive. I mean, so I feel like she's fine. This could also mean she can't, she's just in her fears about it too. This can have both meanings. She's in her fears. She's injustifiably so, because she can't see the way forward. She can't see the way forward. Yeah, but she's taking it okay. I mean, I feel like she's actually doing pretty good with this. To be honest, I expected something much heavier, but she seems to be doing fine here. Yeah, okay. So that's what I have for you. I think she's okay. Doing just fine. Let me catch up and say, you are very welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. All right. Now, you guys have any, because that's my 2 free readings for tonight. Do you have any questions about anything to do with, metaphysics or, I don't know, meditation, energy, the other side, anything, general questions that I can possibly answer for you? We can discuss. Hi, Sean. How are you? Welcome. How can you attract true love or a something partner? I can't see one of those words because it's covered up with a little heart emoji. Well, the best way. Great. I'm glad to hear that, Sean. Awesome. The best way is get clear about what you want and work on the law of attraction, work on the premise of attracting something to you by using the law of attraction. So what that means essentially is, if this is whatever, all the qualities of the person that you want, and you've kind of made your list, and then that's person will be vibrating at whatever this vibration is, then you have to be sure that you're matching that, or you'll be like ships passing in the night. Now, what that means on a practical level is you have to believe that. I'm trying to think of a good example to give you. If somebody doesn't think they're worthy, or they don't think they can attract a certain level, we all have met people, well, that person's out of my league, or, or that person doesn't even see me, or, we always, that's human nature to, to feel that way about, sometimes feel that way about some people. So you have to start believing that you are worthy, that you can attract this, let's just say a particular person. I don't know that it is specific. I don't know that that's true at all. But you've got to fill your own cup of love first. That's a wonderful romantic Hollywood notion in that movie where she says, "You complete me." It's not healthy. So you need to fill your own cup first. You need to love yourself, know that you are worthy, work on all kinds of affirmations, and get yourself into a very positive state of mind, because you've already placed your order with the universe. That's the way it works. Asking it is given. So you've already asked in your heart, in your mind, you already know what you want. That's already gone out to the universe, and that's already been granted. Your job, your work to get that person into your 3D experience is you have to line up with that energy like we were just talking about. So you can't be down here if you want somebody who's loyal and devoted and, loves you beyond air, you can't be emanating a vibration of, well, everybody cheats on me and nobody sees my value and I'm not heard and I'm not saying you're doing this. You just asked me how this works. And so how you attract the partner is by believing that you are those things, believing that you have, believing in your own self-worth and your value, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, like I've talked about. So that's a very long subject, and I love to talk about law of attraction because it just comes up in every reading, and I can't not talk about it because, we're not just people. We're not in a rowboat on an ocean without any control of our lives. Quite the contrary. We are creators. We are made in God's image. Well, how did God create the world? Think about this, y'all. How did God create the world if you believe in God and that sort of thing? He just had a thought, let there be light, and there was light. Well, we're made in his image. How do you think we create? We create the same way we create with our thoughts. So you can't be, in the pond of, I'll never get my lover. My lover's not ever coming. There's nobody out there who is a match for me. And then expect this perfect person to come up. So the way you attract that person, that perfect person is coming to me. I'm in alignment with that perfect person. I can't wait to meet my lover. It's all lined up. The stars, the universe is taking care of all those details. I have abundance in so many ways in my life. Abundance is coming to me daily, every moment. Abundance in so many ways. And you don't necessarily focus on the specific of like the thing you want to begin with. You start very general. You start with, like I was just saying, abundance and things, and thank you. You'd go down a gratitude list. Thank you, God, that I woke up today. Thank you, God, I have clean air to breathe. Thank you, God, for my children, and thank you, God, for my health. And then you go into, so you're trying all of these things, and these positive thoughts and positive thinking raises your vibration so that you can be a match for that. So that's something very practical that you can do, is work on that. Great question, though. Thank you for asking that. Let's see. You did make it. See, look at that. You did. You already know. I'm just, for people not reading the chat. She said, I made my list many years ago and I manifested the person, but the person changed during the years and our connection fell apart. Why is that? Oh, okay. That's another good question. Well, be one of two reasons. Either you fall back, you want to understand more. Okay, thank you for, like I said, great question. Either one of you evolved, meaning your vibration changed, elevated, you grew spiritually more than the other one, because this happens in friendships, it happens in families, it happens, you know, in all arenas of our life, that when your vibration, you're not a match any more than those people believe. So different circumstances would cause that. So that's one reason. So maybe you evolved beyond this person and you just weren't a match anymore, and it's time for you to go and find somebody who would be closer to your a match and vibrationally. So that's one reason. The other reason is we have a lot of patterning ingrained in us from childhood. Most of it is subconscious. And oftentimes we don't know that until we become adults. And so the way you find out what those patterns are is look at your life. Everybody you come in contact with, especially romantic relationships, they are the best mirror for you. And by that, I don't mean if somebody's screaming and shouting at you that that's your mirror. What I mean is, what does it trigger in you? What is that triggering you? For example, if you grew up in a household where you had a parent who abandoned you. Now, abandonment could look, maybe that person worked all the time. Maybe it was your dad and he worked all the time and he was never there. Or maybe he cheated on your mom. Or maybe he just, was an absentee parent or whatever. Then that's normal. That as a child, you get imprinted with feeling like that's the normal. That's what love looks like. That's what love looks like. So you become an adult and that's what you're vibrating. Well, love looks like people are not here for me. And even though you're not doing it consciously, you're putting out that into the universe. The universe is saying, oh, I see. This person believes that their partner is going to abandon them. Well, all right. So then something comes in and the partner is pulled away or goes away by whatever means. But that's just an example. Another example would be if your parent was an alcoholic and you marry somebody who's not an alcoholic, but you're so afraid that that person is going to be an alcoholic, you're putting out every day, you're putting that fear into the universe. And there's only one law here, and it's law of attraction. It's not law of rejection. It's law of attraction. So if you're putting that out there, then that's what you're going to get back. And so that person basically pushes the other person. Well, and the partner's so frustrated by being accused of drinking all the time when they're not. They start drinking. I mean, it's crazy. I hope that made sense. Let me catch up here. Well, Sean, I really highly recommend that, because you hear every video, I always say the same thing. And I get no kickbacks, but I am a big fan of Abraham Hicks. And there's hundreds of videos here on YouTube, Abraham Hicks videos about the law of attraction. So I don't know if you've watched any of those or not, but I think those are fabulous. And if you just type in, excuse me, a search for Abraham Hicks relationships, I think that'll give you a lot more information about what you're asking about. You do. And Joe Dispenza, yes, absolutely. Good. Okay, so you're already on track. You already know. Yeah, you're already on track there. Perfect. Yeah, but the word, I know, and I'm not saying you. I'm saying it's about me. Knowing it and doing it aren't always the same, because come on, life is tough, and we get busy living life and challenging and just making a living and paying the rent, and it's hard to stay positive, and it's hard to stay on that high flying dish, like she calls it. So I get it. I never would say I'm not guilty of that myself. Really, um, Joe Dispenza's meditations of what you're saying are life changing. Yes. And it's interesting you say that because the transition period is oftentimes the hardest, isn't it? It's like you're so used to, in other words, human beings, even though you're in an uncomfortable place, it's what you know. So we're more comfortable in something that's uncomfortable because that's our experience. It's what we know. But when we start going into that transition phase, that's where we get triggered and we, brings up our fears and are you sure you want this? And you have to work even harder. So that transition period seems to be the hardest, isn't it? Yeah, it is hard. It truly is. And then, of course, as you know, like Abraham talks about, and then we have momentum. And so we can't just go from A to Z. We've got to work through that momentum we've been building up with those things. And of course, that takes a minute or a month or whatever. So you got to be persistent during that time, right? It is difficult. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, I am so proud of you that you're doing that because yes, it's like it's like birthing a baby. I'm telling you, I made your transition, or well, any transition, but especially one that's like I think you're referring to. It feels like birthing a baby, doesn't it? Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, yes, I know. I'm not sure if you've ever given birth to a baby, but and I had good drugs, I had good epidurals, but still, oh Lordy, it is not easy. It's not meaning to whine here, but that's a little bit how I felt about this YouTube channel. It's felt like what's that say? Pushing a greased rope up a hill some days. But I love it. I really, and you know what's because it took me a while to get comfortable to be on camera. Obviously, most people that's true. Um, but what is interesting is once I kind of got over that, doing these lives is like my favorite thing now. I love coming on here and doing that because I really, as opposed to just recording videos, I get to sort of feel your energies and hear your stories, and that's energizing and encouraging for me to birthing a new life. Yeah, and so it feels, yeah, um, yeah, and I love doing it. I just feel like maybe I don't know. This might be my new groove, just doing more lives. I don't know. I sit down sometimes at my table back there where I do most of my card readings. Oh yeah, I want to go live and paint more. Well, I don't know if you can you see that I'm an artist too. Those are my paintings sitting around. This is my everything room. This is my art studio, my tarot room. I'm sitting at my desk. So it's yeah. I have so many things I want to paint too, and I just need more hours. And so one of the things I'm adding to my list is I have an abundance of time to do everything I need and want to do. I got to work on that one some more. Oh goodness. And energy, abundance of time and energy. Yeah. Oh, aren't you sweet? Well, that's two pieces that I did ages ago. I don't know if you can see those or not. And that's one I was painting in oils, and now I went to acrylics, and now I'm experimenting with alcohol inks, which my daughter-in-law kind of turned me on to, and I really like those. I've just always been one of those people that I was that person that would get their nose down in something for an hour with a one hair brush. I was just, and it was like checking out of life. It was like a meditation for me. But I always wanted to paint looser. And so alcohol inks really does that. I mean, it just kind of, you have very little control over them. So that's going to be my new, I'm going to call it an experiment. My new, I don't know, horizon maybe. Mm, you do oils too. Thank you. My teacher was big on doing the old masters. So we did like one painting of each old master, sometimes more, and it was a great learning experience. She was a fabulous teacher. I was so lucky. And then I had to move. He was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I had to move away, but it was good. I learned a lot from him. You're trying to play with watercolors. That is something I never tried. It's so opposite from painting. I just never. I thought about doing gouache because gouache is more like acrylics and oils than watercolor. But watercolor is like almost opposite in terms of how you layer color. That was just never. It seemed too hard for me. I mean, I love how they look. It was just not on my radar to do that. I was teaching classes when COVID hit. I was actually teaching classes at a few places here in my town. And we were doing, and I wanted it to be fun, so I was actually having them use, we were painting with paper towels, painting florals, like a vase with flowers in it with paper towels. And I got such a kick out of watching how much fun they had with that because I started, like I said, when COVID hit and I went online and started doing that, but it's so difficult, but I'm not saying impossible. For me, I really love the interaction, and it was so hard because colors are not the same on the screen, and it was and so I didn't do it anymore. I didn't, but I can tell you somebody who's really good. And in fact, when I wanted to switch from acrylics to oils, from oils to acrylics, I found this guy that I really love and I highly recommend him. And I actually became one of his instructors to push my limits a little bit. And it's Rod Moore, RODMOOR, maybe an E. He's from Australia, but he has a ton of online courses and he does. I mean, he has a community, so I highly recommend if you want to learn. He's really a good teacher too, and he keeps it very simple. His method is very simple. So, and I don't know, he didn't, last time I looked, didn't have watercolor. He mainly does, well, he uses, instead of traditional oils, and you can paint whatever you want to, but his method can be applied to, like he does water mixable oils, and I have bought those too because I was sensitive to the solvents for traditional oils, and that's why I wanted to switch to acrylics. So, yeah, I'm the same way. I really like being more hands-on, and and I like to get close to. It's just, again, the colors when you're trying to help somebody correct colors and do that through the screen. It's just, it wasn't my thing. I couldn't make that work for me. But yeah, portraits. Well, I've done, I'm going to say one portrait, and it was hanging here for a little bit. It's downstairs now. That was it was a French woman. It's a French portraiture artist of a woman with a beautiful feather. It was, probably my best work, but I just, again, I wanted to paint looser. It just wasn't the groove I wanted to stay in. So that takes a lot of skill. So good luck with that. That's awesome. But anyway, alcohol inks too they're smaller and they're not as smelly, and my space is small. So that's another reason I wanted to go to that. And you just, you can do it on a little paper. You don't have to have canvases. And I just decided to kind of shrink everything down a little bit here. I downsized. So it needed to be small. And that's one of the reasons I'm going to start kind of going that direction. Oh, yeah, especially somebody like that. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, that would be so tough. Because because I was professional at one point, and I sold work in galleries, and I did commissions and all that. And when I would get a commission, I got to the point where I stopped doing commissions because it's not exactly what you're talking about, but I'm relating to that, because if you somebody comes to you and says, I want you to paint, I don't know, a picture of a sports car. In my mind, I'm thinking about a red Corvette. In their mind, they're thinking about a blue Ferrari. So, it's a lot of trying to get inside that person's head to what their vision is. And that was, I mean, I was okay at it. It just, I just wanted to paint what I wanted to paint. It was very selfish of me, I know. But painting, but I get that pressure. There was an added pressure is what I'm trying to share with you. There's an added pressure to that. And for it to be a family member and somebody that you love like that, oh, that'd be a tough one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Portraits are hard. I mean, you could practice just doing people you don't know, portrait, or, like pictures of people doing something, like a painting with people in it. But doing an actual portrait of somebody, especially that you know and love, it's just so, to me, it was, how do you capture the essence of somebody? And somebody, I mean, God, my favorite ever is John Singer Sargent. He was, to me, he was such a master at that. He captured so much of the essence of the person, and he used the scenery and he used the clothing to tell more of the story. And I just, yeah, I'm in awe of him. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, but anyway, I'm kind of rambling. Well, this has been a great discussion. This is awesome. I get to talk about art. I really, really get to do that. Yeah, I know. It's, yeah, I'd have to say John Singer Sargent's he's actually one of my favorite all around artists, but especially, that was his theme, portraits. And who is one of my other favorite? I don't know. There's so many good ones. I don't know. I just know he's my favorite portrait artist. But anyway, well, Sean, I have enjoyed this so very much in visiting with you. This Kendall Wiley, portrait artist is Kendall Wiley. Is this? Oh, now I can see it. Kendall Wiley. I don't think I know who that is. I have to look that up. Is this somebody contemporary? Like, more recent? Oh, my pleasure. I enjoyed the conversation, really. It was fun talking about art and something that I love besides tarot or doing readings. Okay. Well, I've seen the portrait. I didn't realize that was the artist's name that did that. Oh, yeah, that's a fabulous portrait. I agree. That was fabulous. Yeah, he talk about capturing him. He did, didn't he? I mean, I don't know the man, but it feels like it did. Brooklyn Museum. Oh, wow. The first place I've seen up front. Did it like myself. First place I've seen up front. I'll have to Kendall Wiley. I'll look him up just to see what all. Well, oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll be going live again probably like I said, this weekend. So I don't know exactly what time I need to post that. I don't know, maybe 1:00 on Sunday, something like that here on Central Time. But I've enjoyed this chat with you as well. Thank you for breaking it up for me and getting to talk about art. I appreciate it. I'm going to jump off now, though, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you, Sean. I really enjoyed that conversation. Wish you the very best. And don't be so scared. Just put some paint on there. You can always paint over it, There's that. That's what Jess is for. You too. You have a great rest of your day as well. Y'all take care. Bye. Oh, awesome. You go. You go get your paints out. There you go. I wish you the best of that, Sean. Take care. Bye.